Well, I had 7 days to prepare. I had applied, this is my third time. I got the call, and Susan Schaefer was the chief judge. Susan Schaefer wanted me to come to work July the 1st, which was 7 days later. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare, to be truthful. And I came in and I got sworn in about 9 o'clock in the morning by Judge Schaefer, and they handed me a calendar and went on the bench. So there wasn't a lot of preparation to it, other than legal education beforehand. As far as the job, I walked in and sat down in the courtroom, started doing a calendar with about 150 people in the courtroom. I never would have dreamed of being a judge. And I went to undergraduate school, didn't excel, thought I was there to play basketball, didn't know I was supposed to buy books. When I came back from the service, I went to graduate school at the University of South Florida, getting an MBA at night and going to law school during the day. And I always figured if the economy was good, I'd use the MBA. If the economy was bad, I'd use the law degree. So I used the law degree. Went to work at the state attorney's office, left a couple years later with Jim Denhart, went in partnership. We were together for 12 years, and I applied. During that period of time, I was naive enough to think that you just put your name in and they went through that. That's not exactly how it worked, I found out. When one of the senior players in the county told me the third time that, well, we all made the deals last time, so I guess I have to support you this time. It was fortuitous as much as anything that I got the appointment, to be truthful. I don't know. When I came out of college, I thought I was there to play basketball. Never thought of a whole lot beyond that. And then about halfway through my college career, I signed on to fly with the Navy. I had orders for active duty with the Navy Reserve. I was supposed to fly jets, and I had orders beyond that to go to Marin, Mississippi to fly off carriers. My wife at the time, or fiance at the time, dropped me off in Jacksonville to go on active duty to fly jets with the Navy, and I got discharged the same day. I developed a medical problem playing basketball in college. Didn't even realize it. So I got discharged, and all of a sudden, my plans for the military were gone. So I got operated on, ended up in the Army for 3.5 years, grew up a little bit, and had a hard time deciding whether to leave the Army or not. I loved the military, but I chose to come back. That's when I got an MBA from South Florida and a law degree from Stetson. It was one of those things where I never knew a lawyer, and then I was one all of a sudden. I grew up on Haynes Road in St. Pete. I think it's safe to say that I'm the only judge from Haynes Road, St. Petersburg, Florida. We're all different how we look at this case, or how we look at the job. And, you know, I'm not patting myself in the back and saying I'm right or I'm wrong. All I know is when I come in the morning, I'm here early in the morning, very early, probably 6:30, something like that. I have to have my time to get my head ready to go in there and do it. And to put the time in here, and Judge B.J. Driver, a lot of years said it seemed like at a minimum, if we get the job, we could be at the job. Kind of made sense to me that we should be here and that we should work hard at it. Is there life lessons there? I guess that's it. I come from a Puritan ethic. I come from a different time, and maybe that's it. I can't be smarter. I can't be better looking. I can't be richer. But I will not be outworked at this job by anybody, and that's the best I can do. And if I've had faults in the job, they've been because I tried too hard. It's over effort rather than lack of effort. But I can live with that. I can't say I've had any of my own. I've seen some things happen to other judges. I've been the mentor to several judges, some of our best judges, because they came in as county court judges. And some of my favorite stories have been when they've come to me and said, "Can I close the door and tell you about what happened?" And I'd be talking out of class if I talked about their stories, so I don't tend to do that. I don't know that I have any favorite stories. I really don't. I'm afraid I've had a rather mundane career in that regard. He was fair. My goal has always been, and I laughed about it, I said, I either want the defense in the state while I'm out here at crime, or the plaintiffs and defense bar to equally like me or dislike me. I want them to think, Hank doesn't care which side you're on. Now, he may not be the wisest judge, but if he errs, it's going to be an honest mistake and not because of bias or prejudice either way. The second part is, he worked at it hard. If you wanted a hearing, you were going to get a hearing. He wasn't going to duck it in any way. So he was hardworking and fair. I'd like to leave and be remembered as that he worked hard and he was good. Chances are I'm not going to get any better at my age. I said at my investor years ago, I said, if you expect me to paint Sistine Chapel ceilings, I probably can't do it. I can be a good house painter. And if I do anything less than that, you have every right to be disappointed. But if I do that, I hope you're proud. I am. Something interesting about me? No. Everything's pretty much been an open book. I ended up here, certainly not by design. I never set out to be here. It came as such a pleasant surprise when the night the governor called me. And Beverly was with me at the time, and she thought I was kidding when I answered the phone and said, yes, Mr. Governor. I was just so delighted when he called, and I've been delighted every day since. So it wasn't by design I got here. Like I say, I've already said I went off to college to be a basketball player. Realized there that I didn't have a career in the NBA. I had to get educated and ended up here as much by mistake as anything. But I've felt so comfortable in the job. You talk about a lucky guy to get the job and to be in a place where I felt like maybe I belonged. Now, people might disagree with that, but every day I've gone in thinking, I'm going to be the best person in the courtroom today. Most days that doesn't work out. Some days there's a clerk that does a whale of a job, or a bailiff that does a good job, a witness does a good job, an attorney. Some days I am. Some days I'm not so hot, and I go home, I'm really disappointed. But it shows on my face. I've called attorneys and had conference calls after the fact and said, y'all deserved a better judge than you got yesterday. The result I don't have any problem with, but the way we got there probably wasn't as good as it should have been. For that, I apologize, and I'll do better next time. There's not a whole lot of artifice to me. They kind of see me in the courtroom. I want to get the captain's license. I've been fishing and boating for 40 years, but never had the license. We hope to take the Great Loop, which is circumnavigating the eastern United States and up through the Hudson River, the Erie Canal, the St. Lawrence, down through the Great Lakes, down the Mississippi to the Tennessee, to the Tim Tom Bigway, through Mobile, across the Gulf of Mexico and back. We hope to do that. Get the boat ready to do that. And if you get a captain's license, the insurance rate's better. And chances are much better you'll be on the right side of the red and green buoy. I hope to do that the first of the year. And I hope to get the boat and get it ready. I'd like to go back to school. I've always felt like I was a good student when I put my mind to it. But there was a lot of times I didn't put my mind to it. Over at University of South Florida, you can get a master's in Florida studies, which is intriguing to me. Beverly and I travel a lot around the state. We have a camper and motorhome that we travel in, and we see parts of Florida that I never knew existed. Things you haven't read outside of Tim Dorsey's novels. So we enjoy doing that. I would enjoy doing that here and learn some history of Florida. I'd like to take Spanish or French. I'd like to go walk the way over from France to Spain. That may be a pipe dream. That's 500 and some miles. I'm not sure I could walk that far anymore. I'd like to go build houses for Habitat for Humanity. We'll just have to see what shakes out. Those are all aspirations today.